Hello and welcome to this tutorial. In this video, we'll see how to customize the arms of the Customizable Edition. You'll learn how to add designs to the skin and nails, to apply those changes correctly in Blender, and to adjust some parameters to refine the final result. The Customizable Edition is designed so you can modify different visual aspects of the model in a simple and non-destructive way. The workflow is based on external templates in PSD format, which you can edit in Photoshop or in any compatible program. After saving the changes, Blender can read those templates and display them directly on the model's material. First, we'll see how to customize the skin, adding designs or tattoos. Then we'll move on to nail customization. And at the end, we'll go over some additional adjustments that will help you better integrate the result within the shader. To customize the skin, go to the main textures folder of the model. There you'll find the file called Arms Template in PSD format. It's important that this file remains in its original location, together with the unpacked content of the model, because Blender uses relative paths to find the texture automatically. When you open this template, you'll see a complete guide of both arms. You'll find orientation references for shoulders, elbows, wrists, hands, and fingers. You'll also see several helper layers designed to make it easier to place designs and reduce visible seams or deformations. To add a design, create a new layer above the Guides folder. Place your tattoos, graphics, or custom details there in the area you want to use. When you're done, hide the Guides folder so only your final design remains visible. Then save the file normally with Ctrl+S. Once the file is saved, go back to Blender. Open the shader editor and locate the material called Arms. Within the Tattoos section, enable the Custom Tattoos option. At that point, the design will appear directly on the surface of the model. When modifying the template while Blender is open in Render View, you won't see the change instantly. But you can force the update in two ways. The first is to temporarily switch between viewport modes and go back to the mode you were using. That is, if you're in Render View, switch to Solid View and go back to Render. The second is to disable and re-enable the Custom Tattoos option. With that, Blender reloads the image. In addition to the base design, this section includes additional controls to better integrate the tattoo with the skin. For example, you can use Custom Normal to add relief or small surface details. And you can also use Ink Tint to slightly modify the tone of the ink and achieve a more natural, softer, or more aged finish. Before moving on to the nails, it's worth mentioning that the arm material also allows you to modify the overall skin tone. In the arms material, you can enable the custom tone option and choose from different pre-configured tones such as albino, warm, olive, ebony. You also have adjustments like hue, saturation, color value, roughness, specular, subsurface, subdermis, and displacement. My recommendation is to make these changes gradually and subtly. The base values are already designed to maintain a realistic result, so usually small adjustments are enough to adapt the material to different scenes, styles, or lighting conditions. Now let's see how to customize the nails. This system allows you to work with both natural nails and painted nails. You can also customize each hand separately. Inside the main textures folder, you'll also find the nails template file in PSD format. This template includes the complete layout of both hands and separates each nail by finger so you can design them individually with precision. Just like before, this file must remain in its original location so that Blender keeps the link correctly. Open the nails template file in Photoshop or in your compatible editor. Add your colors, patterns, or designs in new layers above the base structure. When you're done, hide the Guides folder to leave only your final design visible. Then save the file normally. Go back to Blender and open the nails material inside the shader editor. Enable painted or natural for the right hand, the left hand, or both, depending on what you need. Then make sure the template/color option is enabled. With that, Blender will use your PSD template and will display the design on the corresponding nails. If the changes don't appear after saving, you can refresh the texture just like before. Switch viewport mode and go back to render, or disable and re-enable the template/color option. There's an important detail worth keeping in mind. Any transparent area left in the nail template will appear black in Blender. So make sure each nail always has a solid color or a complete design before saving the file. In addition to the design, the nail material includes several parameters to control the final finish. Among them are roughness, specular, coat, and coat roughness. With these controls, you can adjust the shine, the reflection, and the intensity of the varnish layer. If you prefer a more natural look, you can also modify parameters like hue, saturation, color value, subsurface, translucency, and normal strength. And if you're looking for a painted finish without designs, you can disable the template/color checkbox and choose your color with custom color and add a metallic effect. And that's it. As you've seen, the workflow is very simple. You just need to edit the template, save the file, go back to Blender and enable the corresponding option in the material. With this system, you can create tattoos, nail designs, and visual variations quickly, non-destructively, and fully customizable. Thank you for watching this tutorial.